Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Sunday, April 10th, 2022. I am making this update before the globex markets open for Sunday. And the reason being that I do have an obligation to attend a wonderful performance this evening, and I would be home too late to get them on much before 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So I'm putting them on early. So I don't really know how the markets are going to open. And so, but I'm going to try to include that in what is going on. So let's take a look. Right now, the S&P does appear to have still likely completed the minor wave B and possibly is on that start of the minor wave C up to complete the intermediate wave 2 that has been in progress off of the 4101 lows back at the end of February. Now, what does that really suggest for what's going on is, again, that, let me just kind of take this down to that hourly. So we're still within that range, you know, the 5 of the 5, and we've come off in intermediate wave 1 way back there, and this is intermediate wave, minor wave A, minor wave B, which actually should be over here now. So let me just kind of, I'm not going to be able to move that. Yeah, for some reason, I'm on my new computer and it just has not picked up where I can get that right click. Apple doesn't recognize right click. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. So there's a switch that I got to flip. Haven't found it. Nonetheless, this is the likely completion point, if it still is, the minor wave B. So that will be moved over. And that suggests that we should now be in a minor C wave advance, 5-wave advance, to take us back above 46.31 to complete this larger intermediate wave 2 bounce. Now, got off to a good start and then came back to give a little bit of a retest of that support level of 44.66, not really getting below that. So twice we went down and we got to 44.44. And here again, we got to 44.44, exactly the exact same place. So we actually do have a couple of things. Still going to have some additional downside. And if that were to occur, I would not be looking for it to come much below the 4,400 level, which I believe is where we had support pegged before. And that would have been a 50% level of that overall larger A wave. Now that, in fact, I'll just go out and put it on. I can always take it off. So I'm going to go out to the daily. Let's take a peek and see if we can't get that drawing is correct. So if I'm going to put it on from actually this level. Oh, are you going to do it? No, you're not. So I'm going to go down here and do my drawings again. Come on, this is what I want. There. And I want to start it right there. Come on. There we go. Now it'll do it. And then I'm going to bring it up to this high at 46.31. And so we're still looking that it has a possibility getting down to 44.28. That's 382, got very close. And the 50% is at 43.68. Now, if I take this back down to the daily, excuse me, the hourly, you're going to see we get a little bit of overlap down here. There we have overlap at that 382 and that 50% level. And that is 50% for the larger wave B, and 38% would be for this particular finishing C wave down. That I'm going to leave open. So this could all just be A, B, and then we get a C wave up, and now we're coming back down to finish the 5th, and that'll bring us down into 43.66. And again, that's where we have that overlap. So the overlap really kind of comes in right at 65 to 63 to 66, 67. So there's a little bit of a zone, about a 4-point zone right there. And if that does happen, and we come down and we hold, then I again will mark it as the B wave, but what needs to follow now, folks, what needs to follow is the market needs to move off of these levels. And I mean, it needs to move. So it can't just kind of dawdle around and not do very much, where I am looking for it to kind of go and keep on going. So because we need to get back above, if we come down here, we need to get back above 4,400, we need to get back above 4,450, we need to get back above 4,500, and we need to break above that 200 moving average, the 200 period moving average at 45.13. We need to get above that successfully. Right now, it's still pretty flat as a pancake on the hourly, providing resistance. The 50, pretty flat, providing resistance right now. We still got to wait and see how this all pans out. So that's the story. Otherwise, I still have got to consider, if we start to gap lower and keep going, and we break here and we break here and we break here, and then we're coming off, then that likely is going to be spelling, go back out to that daily, it's going to be spelling that we are likely completed that intermediate wave 2 up here. Easier to do on the S&P, where I could just mark this. This is marked 1, 2. I can mark this as A, B, and then this is the C wave, and that's all of intermediate wave 2. And we're in that starting position for a much larger intermediate third wave down, much larger intermediate third wave down. So we need to keep these in mind. We need to consider these and to make sure that we are going to be trading accordingly. Now, this stronger downside, if it kicks in, we're in the 3 of 3 move. That's what it would suggest. But we need to drop and break 44.28 like nobody's business. Just drop 60 points, boom, and keep on going. So that's actually what I'm looking like, because it would be that part of it where it's more crash-like. So again, we're going to keep our eyes and our ears open and see what happens here. And we will go from that level just to see how this all pans out. So for tomorrow, actually, we're going to get our close from this afternoon, this evening in the globex session, but I would be, based on how this all opens, I'm either going to be looking for it to halt, to hold, and to rally with intensity. If it drops and it continues to drop, it needs to drop with intensity. That's the point we're at. So that's what I'm going to be checking out and trading accordingly. Continue to trade what's in front of you using moving averages, and they will be your friend and guide you in both directions. That's what I'm going to hold it to for right today. Our next update will be on Monday, April the 11th.